You know, we as hunters, we spend the better part of the year preparing ourselves for the upcoming hunting season. Whether it's hanging stands, checking trail cameras, or shooting your bow like I'm out here doing today. Everything we do, we're trying to prepare ourselves for that opportunity if it's presented. That way we can make the best out of a golden situation. Truth of the matter is that everything doesn't go perfectly. There's a lot of factors that go into hunting, and that's what makes it challenging, and that's what's appealing to most of us. As you'll see in this video, I made a marginal shot on a good deer, and you know, things could have went south quick. So what I'm trying to tell everybody is that preparation is key, but you still want to have a plan for what could go wrong, and there's a lot that could go wrong in hunting, but you just want to remind yourself that if you make a bad shot, it may be best just to take a step back, calm down, analyze the situation, and then figure out the best move to make from there. You'll see in the video that I had to do just that, and I'm 100% confident that that's why I made a recovery on this deer. If I'd have went in, rushed it, pushed it, I don't think I'd have that deer at my house today. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you all learned something from it. What's going on, guys? December the 15th, 2016. I'm getting ready to do some bow hunting this evening. I'm in Morehouse Parish, Louisiana. I'll actually be bow hunting on the south end of this wood block right here behind me. I hung the stand a few days ago, and it's a real good spot. It seems to be in a good travel corridor. What it is I'll be hunting out over an open field. That open field is surrounded by CRP, and these deer are moving out of that CRP in the evenings and making their way into these woods. It ain't really the best setup today for it. I've got a wind coming out of the north. It'll actually be blowing right to where I'm expecting them to come out. I'm gonna get sprayed down with Beat the Tree, my cover scent. Like I said, I'll get sprayed down with it once I get to the end of this block of woods. Before I cut to go back to my stand, I'm gonna stop and put some Titan 69 on my boots. And hopefully if anything does come out in that field, they'll get a whiff that doe estrus, and it'll draw them on in. It's a beautiful day, bluebird sky, good cool weather. We're right here at the beginning of the rut, so there's really no telling what we'll see. It's I mean, like I said, it's just a beautiful day. I'm gonna ease on back here, get in the stand, and try to get settled down, and hopefully we'll have some deer coming away before long. I just shot a real good 8-point. Looked like I hit him in the shoulder. I felt good about the shot, but I seen it hit the shoulder. I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna hang out here just a little bit. I still got probably 30 minutes till dark. I'm gonna hang out. I think I hit him good, but I don't know. That shoulder scares me. I'm gonna hang out a little bit and get down and go over there to where I shot him at. He ran off with my arrow in him, so I don't know. It looked like I penetrated him decent. I don't know. I didn't get a pass through. It stuck in his shoulder. I seen it when he was running off. It was still in him, but I'm gonna give it as long as I can. I'm gonna get down, look for blood. I think what I'm gonna do is let him lay for a few hours. Depending on what I see down here, I may let him lay overnight. I don't know. He was quartering to me just a little bit, but I don't know. I guess the only smart thing to do would be to get down, look, see what kind of blood I got. If I got lung blood, I'll give him an hour or two and go after him. But if the blood's real spotty, I'm just gonna let him lay. We're surrounded by CRP, so I'd much rather him run a little ways and then bed up and die than I would him run up in there in that CRP, run up in the edge of it and try to bed up, and then me get too impatient and jump him up and lose the blood. The only thing that sucks about my shot is I hit him high. So he's gonna have to fill up with blood. I don't have 2 holes, I've got 1, so this deer is literally gonna have to fill up with blood. Alright. I've reviewed the footage. I've got down and there's not much blood here. There's just specks. It's real dark blood. It looks like muscle hit to me. When I made the shot, I could have swore it was a good shot. I knew I got in the shoulder, but I mean, I thought it was a good shot. He was quartering to me a little bit, so I kind of expected shoulder. I knew I had to hug it a little bit, but as much ground as he covered 200 yards or so before I lost sight of him. And looking at the blood, there's no point in chancing it. If the deer is dead, he's dead. It's probably going to take him a while to die. I'd rather not push him. I'd rather not even rush it. I'm gonna ease out of here. Come back in the morning with the dog, and hopefully he's dead. When I look back at the footage, he dropped like a foot and a half. I mean, he just about touched his chest to the ground. I didn't notice that when it happened, with my naked eye, but I guess it's just like that. One good thing about it is when he dropped, I think the momentum kicked the arrow down. I hit him high and forward, so that arrow going down is going to help. I mean, another thing I got going for me is the arrow was in him as far as I could see while he was running off. So he's got the arrow in him while he's running. That's going to be getting kicked around, doing some damage. It's going to be close. It definitely wasn't the shot that I thought it was. So I'm about to get off of here and I guess give it time. There's no point in rushing him. He was heading to some CRP, so if I bump him in the CRP and lose him, I'll never find him. Smart move is just to back out, let him bed up, and pray to God that the slick tricks did the job. I mean, I've shoulder shot deer before with these 125 grain broadheads, and it's done the trick. So maybe it'll happen again. Definitely not the kind of shot you want to put on a deer, but especially a good deer. But it's hunting. So it's just about dark now. I'm about to get the camera off. I'm gonna ease out, and then I guess we'll come back in the morning, see what we got. It's gonna be a long night. All right, guys, this is the day after the shot. We ended up finding the buck about dinner. Last night, I could tell that I made a shoulder shot. I got down right before dark, went out there to check the blood. The blood was real spotty. Kind of made me skeptical whenever I seen he covered about 300 yards before he made it to the CRP. I decided then that I wasn't going to try to look. I was just going to let him lay up. I knew the shot was marginal at best. And I've made similar shots before and actually lost a deer, so I knew what to expect. It's a good thing I did. We ended up going back in there this morning. I ended up carrying my Catahoula cur dog with me. I've been trying to get him into the blood trailing business, but it was his first trail. We went in there and we covered about 100 yards finding blood, and he'd get on the trail, he'd come back and get me, he'd get on the trail and he'd come back and get me. But we ended up getting to a point where we lost blood, and it was at that spot that he ended up doing some growling. He got worked up over something. I kind of doubted him since it was his first trail. I decided to back out at that point. I ended up calling a good friend of mine, Shane Ray. He brought his lab in. That dog's been on plenty of trails, so I felt more confident with a more experienced dog in there. We ended up getting in there, and come to find out, the deer was laying about 15 yards from where we stopped. Shane's dog went straight to it. I'm extremely grateful for having good friends to come out and help. This is a very, very pretty deer, man. I was on the roller coaster of emotions here in the last 12 hours. When I made the shot, I thought it was perfect. I knew I hit shoulder blade, but I've done that before. I shoot these 125 grain slick trick broadheads, and they do the trick. I ended up losing a deer years back because I was shooting mechanicals and a lower weight era, and it was at that point when I decided to start over from scratch with my equipment, and I ended up building a heavier era with fixed blade broadheads just for this situation. Nobody plans on hitting the shoulder blade, but when you do, you definitely want to stack the odds in your favor. But we ended up finding the deer. I'm extremely grateful. Got it tagged out. We're about to get some pictures and get the skin in it. My guess, we found him bedded up, so obviously he went in there and bedded down and died over the night. He was pretty stiff when we found him today, but he hadn't been dead too terribly long. I figure he probably passed early morning, sometime before daylight. But nevertheless, he's here. Thank God. We're about to do some pictures and some skinning and get on after another one. Appreciate it.